is already his 9th hero. I'm not entirely sure kung nakuha niya na ba to, but the Arlot is gonna be the final pick para sa kupunan ng Aurora. It could possibly go to Edward.
Omega and Aurora, as
Welcome
Omega
to
manages
Mobile
to extend the
Legends.
series after an amazing play
Nail
from
biter.
the Chuck Mamba himself.
Nail biter is how that last game went. This series alone has been phenomenal. A lot of early poke here already happening too, but yeah, we've had time to have a breather here, Ingon.
Honestly, regardless of the outcome, everyone won in this series, especially for game number 2. But right now, Renegade has the high loss. So this is going to be crucial because this was the game-winning pick for Omega during game number 2.
Yep.
And on the other hand, the captain himself going back to his roots with one of his signature picks, the Grok.
Yeah, this is the, I don't know if, I would say like second signature, right? Behind the Kufra, I
Yeah,
would
of
say.
course.
The Grok Mamba is going to be playing this one. And I think you have to, if it's any other thing to go against the Hylos, a hero that has been making waves through the meta just globally, what better way to do it than Chaknu getting the Grok out for this game? And so with that, again, you're looking to set things up, whether that's through the Glorious Pathway, and you got to kind of see how that all unfolds through the game here. And I think like the panelists said too, Ryota is going to play a part in that because you're trying to fight into that Zaman Force setup even and into that Glorious Pathway. So Alas Insanity is great for that.
Yeah, Glorious Path. Oh, yeah. The combination of skills coming in from Omega is just really immense. And now looking at the gold lane matchup, Doming not having a hard time up against Jom. Surprisingly, this is a Harith. Wow. And on the other hand, Turtle has spawned in the bottom lane. This time, Omega starting things off.
All right, really quickly too, wow. Okay, I think they're just going to go ahead and grab that, and Doru gets the first objective here.
Okay.
Nothing they could really do about that. That was just such a decisive decision.
Yeah, and compared to game number 2, this is actually a better start for Andoryu. If we can recall correctly, he was taken down 2 minutes,
blood.
3 minutes in, first blood. So now Andoryu has the flexibility of actually overextending, especially in the mid, to get those pickoffs that he wants, especially onto Yue or onto Demon Kite.
You can feel the Domeng knows, right? There's something possibly happen up here too, and that's the thing. Chaknu's going to be everywhere, especially on the Grok. And I think when you see this matchup so much, the Mozcom versus the Harith, they both shine in different ways throughout the course of the game. The apparent thing is obviously we've been talking about it all the time. Mozcom with the Spirit of Destruction, you can continue to push in the side lanes and then join the fight.
Yeah, but
as long as you land it, right?
But for me, honestly, I feel like the
What do you like better?
Omega timers this time for me is early game to mid game.
Early game to mid?
Because late game, I'm really leaning towards Aurora.
Okay, you like the lineup more for Aurora here late game. I would say, you know, in this case, if Smart Omega gets an early lead, that's great for them. They scale up pretty quickly, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Especially when you have this pressure in the mid lane. Quick usage. Dominator's Descent already going to be used, so they get that out. That's a major thing out for Yue.
That's a good fracture play here from Andoryu, baiting out the Dominator's Descent, especially in 30 seconds. A Turtle will spawn again. A while ago, we've seen Aurora just give it up. No trades, no cross-map plays happening here. But that's you can actually expect that because you really have to wait for Demon Kite and Moscow to really get into their groove.
Edwards here. He's going to get knocked up with a wild charge. There's the Glorious Pathway being laid down too. They try to disengage, but
Ryota!
they get the flicker out from Ryota with the last Insanity. Going to be able to pick up Edward and now Renegade front of it all, but they just call it off. They already lost one. Smart Omega slowly building the lead they've got, and now Turtle's up.
You expect this from Omega's lineup. It's a really dive-centric lineup. You have the X-Borg, you have the Nolan, plus the Grok, and their power spike is really early towards the mid-game. And this is the danger because Omega, once they reach the middle lane, once they reach the mid-game, if they don't get those neutral objectives, especially the Lord, Aurora can really bounce back. They can really manage the waves clearly with the Moscov's presence here. So for me, the timer, the pressure is still on Aurora's side despite having a 2K gold lead!
Whoa, Chaknu!
A while ago, we just saw Demon Kite have his first kill onto Chaknu. Yeah.
All right, yeah. So as we're back into the game, Chaknu was taken out. Big, quick plays coming through too. And like you said, that was a quick punishment from Aurora. I mean, it's even across the board in terms of kills. But Smart Omega so far has controlled a lot of the objective game in this early portion of the game, and that's what matters here. And if they continue that way, if Aurora doesn't answer to that, they're going to have some troubles here.
Yeah, it's really the Chakmu effect. Him having the Grok, making sure that he provides a lot of information and vision for his team. But on the other hand, look at this. Renegade still has the high loss.
Wow.
Oh. You can really feel the damage coming in from Ryota and Oki. Again, that's a high loss, but a high HP. But still 50% after just a couple of pokes coming in from Omega.
On this top side, Edward going to force Jome off. Look how many bodies are up, yo. Conceal going to be used. Chaknu won't find the connection, but they force the fight anyway. But they don't have the minion waves pushing in. The rest of the team making its way up top. Luckily for Aurora, no one goes down in the exchange.
An off-angle wild charge, because Chaknu was really predicting that both of those players from Aurora were going to go back. But then those two players actually predicted what Chaknu was supposed to do.
It's a mind game.
It's a mind game. It's a chess game between these two teams. And finally, the last turtle up for grabs has just spawned. A while ago, Omega picked up 2 turtles uncontested without any trade coming in from Aurora. And this time, Aurora's 4-man lineup is here. The crucial factor for this last clash, or last turtle clash, would be the Spear of Destruction coming in from Doming. Will it hit this time?
Okay, they started up doing it quickly as they have in the past. I think they're going to be a little bit too late to the party as Endoru secures the 3rd turtle. Already clean sweep in the turtle department for Smart Omega.
That's another barangay surprise special. They're not going to wait for the dances anymore. They're just really going to burst down the turtle, not let Aurora get some momentum to counterattack.
You know what I say? This is what Smart Omega has to do. They have to be decisive. They have to make these choices.
Full commit.
And commit, yeah, full send it. So objectively, that's what they did.
Oh.
And now Renegade going to the front side, dropping the Glorious Pathway. There's the setup already, though. Zalman forced being dropped down, too. He's going to get stunned. Demon Kite looking on Jome, but Renegade goes up on the top side. 2 Dominators descends, too, firing off each other. Ukir gets punished. And now Aurora possibly looking for more as Demon Kite's going to work on Ryota. They get 3 big kills in the pockets of Aurora.
Aurora doesn't care about the turtle. You got 3 turtles, we'll get 3 kills to our name. Jome, Uki, Ryota will fall down. And we have to credit a lot actually to Renegade, because Renegade was soaking up the bulk of the damage coming in from Omega. So a lot of his skills are expended onto this high loss, which enabled the damage dealers of Aurora to just really free hit and take down Omega.
Yes, again, some people wonder, like, how do you deal with his ask? Well, maybe you just take the Valentina and you get 2. You know, you have 2 Dominators Descents working at each other and firing off. But again, like you mentioned, man, that was great positioning coming out from Renegade. Even Edward utilizing the final slash there. So what's the response? Gold lead is gone. Now Renegade has to defensively get out of there. Way's going to be blocked off, though, of course, by Chaknu. So they set back in to their position here with the focus on the mid.
I'm not sure if you noticed it, but Renegade actually was right there on time. Because Andoryu casted his Retribution, so the slow effect went to Renegade instead of going to Doming. So again, Renegade being the hitman and the healman at the same time for game number 3.
At this point, too, Yue picking up his Divine Glaive. This is great timing. You can see on the flip side, Andoryu gets the Sky Piercer, too, and this all sets the stage here, Ringon, for that first big objective. Aurora has seen 3 turtles taken quickly from them, very quickly. And now they don't want the same to happen with the Lord here.
Oh, Andoryu not in a good position here because they're going to be spotted out here by Aurora. And as Andoryu picks up a Sky Piercer, you know, it adds pressure for me as an assassin. If I pick up a Sky Piercer, that means I have to get a lot of kills and at the same time don't get killed myself. And with Omega's lineup, you know there's already an internal pressure because they're going to dominate the early and the mid game, but towards the late game, it might be Aurora's game. So really, the pressure for me is on the Barangay side.
Yeah, because at this point, with the lineup that they had, they could, you know, end up getting outscaled depending on how Aurora approaches this. Doming gonna just wait patiently again. He kind of has an idea too.
He knows.
He knows. Jome, very patient. He's not approaching that wave there.
He knows.
He's fine.
Jome knows. They've been there. They've done that. And now Aurora working on this Lord as Andoryu and Ryota surveys the scene. But important to note, look at the position of Edward. Any given moment, the final slash can come out of nowhere.
Still keeping that Lord at half health here. they don't have the exact information, I feel like, up top. You know, Domeng's just kind of patiently waiting.
A lot of dawn. Okay, so quick recap. First Lord up for grabs. Shaknu and Jome on the top lane, making sure to zone out Domeng. Will Aurora burst down the Lord, or will Omega make a play up top?
Let's see what they do. They're still waiting patiently up there. Domeng just going to do his thing, waiting on the front side. Neither team really wanting to commit to the Lord, though, and that's the power of this Esports, too. You know, you have the immortality, you got plenty of armor. You can just kind of sit here for quite a while, too.
We need a mini cam onto what's happening onto the top lane. But right now, Renegade soaking up all the damage coming in from Omega, but I think they're going to burst down Ryota's Friarga armor here.
It's bursted down, they rotate down. Even with the armor down, it still could be the same plan. They might just go for it. Renegade's going to drop down the Glorious Pathway. Ukir does the same, and they try to collapse down on the top side. Jome going to force in. There's a of destruction. A huge final slash, though. Already going to be used. It forces Smart Omega back to the turret. I'm not sure if they can pick up a kill with it, but they will as Domeng cleans up Ryota. But now, RORA will get the turret. Can they get this Lord? There's going to be some repositioning here going on. Shaknu does not have the wild charge. He's just trying to provide vision, but I think it's just taken here by Aurora. And Doru also trying to pull something, but he's got to back off.
Wow. Legend Zero bouncing back from a very rough game back in game number 2 with the Terizla. A lot of people are saying the penalty zones weren't hitting, but this time one final slash connecting onto 5 members.
Yep.
That's the Edward you want. That's the Edward you need if you're up against the top-seeded team as we end week number 2 rather. This is vintage Edward, really controlling the game, controlling the pace, and setting up plays for his team.
He has to, especially after the struggle we saw from the previous game.
Oh,
on the
sandwich
Terizla.
play.
Look at this sandwich play on the top side already, and Doru taken out as Demon Kite gets another kill alongside the turret. I still focused here in the mid lane.
Oh!
They've got the Lord to work with too. Another quick turret. Domeng just destroying these things. And now with a switch in momentum, Edward picking up the Winter's Crown as well. Renegade getting a little more defense. They're in prime territory to punch this one into the base at least.
Oh.
Dominator's Ascent going to be used as well. Glorious Pathway there. Lord still going to be worked on. Mid turret quickly worked on by Domeng. RORA, can they end this here in game number 3? Domeng! Edward gets a final slash again! And they turn it over! And Aurora will give the first defeat to Smart Omega as they win the series 2-1.
Aurora doing quick work with game number 3. I mean, the name of the game is to break the crystal, and that's what they did.
Wow.